This week on Take a Look. Plug in and power up because we're diving into Disney's Tron, Ares.
Ares is the ultimate soldier.
Jared Leto leads an electrifying cast. Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Gillian Anderson, and Jeff Bridges.
You think you're in control of this? You're not.
This is the new evolution of Tron.
Fascinating.
And from the grid to the grave, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein ignites on Netflix. And get ready, Oscar. No pun, but also Oscar Isaac. And starring Jacob Elordi as the monster, Mia Goth.
Now, run.
A story stitched with heart, humor, and humanity. Only Del Toro could bring it back from the dead.
What manner of devil made him? I did.
From Disney to Netflix, from grid to grave, this is your front row seat to the biggest movies. Take a look!
Take a look! Hey, welcome to the show. I'm so excited for a multitude of reasons. I will try and geek out later, but right now, let me just talk about Frankenstein. Look, I love horror movies. You probably know that. This movie transcends this. It is one of the biggest movies of the year. Guillermo del Toro is going to be nominated. I'm foaming at the mouth before I slip over my own drool. Let's go back and meet today's lovely co-host. He is lovely. He is talented. He's a comedian known worldwide as Steph Sanders.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Hey.
With no studio audience, don't you feel like you should do your own applause? It's Steph Sanders. That's right. Give it up. All right, so thanks for joining us. I'm surprised you showed up because this guy doesn't like horror movies.
I slept with every light in my house on last night, but I'm here.
All right.
I love it.
Well, let's talk about this to begin with. It is a movie that transcends horror. It's big. It's epic, as it should be.
It's beautiful. I don't say this much.
Okay.
But this movie was beautifully made. Like, I caught myself thinking just like, this is great imagery, great everything. Don't tell my friends that, though.
All right, I'm not going to tell them, but they're going to know because you know you are being broadcast worldwide. Jacob Elordi is going to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I guarantee you Guillermo is going to get that nomination as well. Oscar Isaac's in a career Best Performance. You know, that means a lot coming from me because he's also in a Star Wars movie. We sat down to talk about it. First of all, I nerded out about something I purchased, Frankenstein-oriented as a child. Look.
Congratulations, you three.
Thank you.
It's a masterpiece.
Thank you.
And it starts right here, the fulfillment of your childhood dream.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I got grounded for stealing a check from my mom to mail away to a comic book to get a life-size Frankenstein for my room.
Yeah.
So I've had troubles with my family and troubles with Frankenstein.
I ordered that one.
You did, life-size, door poster.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Right, it was horrible Mylar. Anyway, then I go see this movie and I walk away weeping. What do you hope audiences who love Frankenstein?
Well, I think that to rediscover it emotionally and to rediscover that, you know, when we did Pinocchio, we had a tagline that says, "It's a tale you think you know." And now we're going to tell it to you in a different way. I think that's what you hope for the classics. You hope to renew them into something that is happening now, you know, in communication, in humanity, need for forgiveness, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, emotionally you make them live again.
In that third act, we've stripped away some of the madness. What do you hope audiences take away and feel from your character?
The idea of grace and forgiveness, even in the face of such incredible cruelty, right? To that kind of gesture thaws things. You know, it can thaw a heart. It can turn a whole ship around that's destined for catastrophe. That there's something that's quite beautiful about this circular tale that ends a cycle of inherited trauma and violence.
I was in a press conference and you mentioned studying children, trying to find the way to play this soul that didn't ask to be born, and also. I know you're laughing because you said you were studying children. Said out of context, that doesn't sound great. You want like supervision.
He studied children.
Right. Got it. But also you studied your dog, and there's this magical moment where you're staring eye to eye on your dog, and your dog, you two touch noses, and there's static electricity. Yeah. That gave everybody in that press conference chills, and for you, it was a poignant moment. Talk about it.
It was. It was just one of those things that you can't construct. There was a similar moment when I was at my house in Australia, and I was sitting on my back patio, and I had no idea what I was going to do because I went home just before coming to Toronto, and I was staring. I live in this mountain range, and this blood moon came up from behind the mountain, just the deepest red I've ever seen the moon. And I was sitting there kind of looking at the sky, asking, like, what am I going to do? And this moon just came up, and that was the first little step prior to the dog moment where I knew that something had my back going into it. And he had told me, he was like, "You're like, this is catered for you. You can't lose." And these little symbols that happened along the way were like little touchstones that let me know. There's things that happen, I think, when you put your focus into something. They're like little hands that touch your back and let you know to keep going down that path as an actor or as an artist or a filmmaker. And I had so many reassuring, like little invisible hands on my back saying, "Go that way," you know? And the dog was one of them.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, there's something that reminds us, and I'm paraphrasing, in the time of your life, live, even if it's life you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
When did you choose that to be the last notion, and is that something you want people to walk away with?
Yeah, no, I mean, that notion came because the novel obviously beds towards not like the nothingness, the existential dread of living. And I wanted to say, look, sure, living is existentially dreadful, but what are you going to do? What's the alternative?
It's also very beautiful if you think about the iconic line, "It's alive."
Yeah.
And that the way that we end is live, you know?
It's alive.
What else are you going to do? Be alive, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we all have to do.
It's true, the movie celebrates healing and life, and you're going to have to see it to understand what I'm talking about. Now, let's talk about the guy in the end who you don't know, Jacob Elordi, because you will. He's going to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. His performance is solid, but did you notice something about reaction to this movie?
He's the hottest monster I've ever seen in my life.
Female reaction, and some of the men, everybody's going, I can't even quote, some of the female members, the moment it's over, said stuff that I don't know what country or time zone you're watching in, so I don't know if I can say it appropriately, but essentially saying he's likable.
Yeah, he's like the Channing Tatum, Tom Cruise of monsters.
Yeah, and I'll do my impression. Opposite Tom Cruise, this is my impression of Jacob Elordi. Hi, good to see you. Nice to meet you, Mark. Great. Anyway, the guy doesn't have to put on stacker boots or stilts. He owned it. All right, so moving right along, I want to talk about my connection to my favorite X movies.
Whoa, wait a minute, Pee Wee Herman. This is a family show. But
no.
What you mean?
No. The star of this movie is in my favorite horror movies, X and Maxine, and some other X movies that have X in the title. We sit down with her to talk about it and her co-star next. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look, the lovely and talented. Introduce yourself.
Steph Sanders. I am Steph Sanders everywhere.
Man who needs no introduction, but I let him give his own introduction. We're talking about two big movies, but still in the middle of Frankenstein because it's going to take us through award season.
Yes, it's definitely going to get some awards. The best horror film, and I'm saying it here,
yes,
the best horror film I've seen in the last 3 years.
What is one of the odd things you said is one of your favorite things about it?
I grew up in the snow, and snow never looked so beautiful as in this movie. Like, romantic, beautiful. It made me want to go to Snow Andes.
Seriously, there are scenes in this movie, and I thought, oh, what a desolate, brutal environment where these people are going to die. But isn't it lovely?
With a hot monster.
All right, what else is lovely? The X movies. You're not a fan yet, but you need to go back and dig up everything Mia Goth has done. I'm talking about Pearl.
Got it.
Maxine.
Yep.
And X.
Okay.
She plays vastly different parts in each one, but ultimately she is doing some brutal killing in each and every one. So we set up for that. This one, she's not doing the killing, but more or less part of a love triangle. I sat down with her on-screen fiance/husband. Don't want to plot spoil, but that would be Felix and Mia to talk. Take a look.
I'm a huge horror fan. Lean into Frankenstein since I was a wee lad. Yet I had no idea how poignant and emotional this tale was going to be. Well, of course, with Guillermo attached. Talk about what spoke to you when you turned page one.
How moving it was. I read the script for the first time, and I got to the end of it, and I was just so deeply moved. This idea of the creature and the creature speaking, to outsiders, and just the heart that was in it, and the fact that Guillermo was making it, and really more above all else, it was the fact that I had the opportunity to work with Guillermo del Toro that was very exciting to me.
Guillermo has said that for his actors, he creates a feast, and in that, I would say that's probably the best costume design you're ever going to have, the best practical set build-out you're ever going to have. How much does that help you when you show up to that feast?
Oh, imagine turning up on set and it's actually all there. You just don't have to pretend. You're not in a green room and you have to think that there's a river and there's the huge tree. It's actually there. And that helps you enormously to just get involved in this whole scenery. Also with your partners in the scene. You just do your job and you don't have to play this pretend game.
What does it mean to you, Frankenstein? What do you walk away with this tale?
Yeah, I mean how important love is, and forgiveness and understanding and acceptance, and ultimately it's these traits that I think really make us human in that very final scene between us, Victor and the creature. You know, Victor is able to regain a little bit of his humanity back in that interaction, and that finally having, you know, seeing the creature and having compassion for the creature and finally understanding him.
Exactly, understanding him, and again, according to many of the women, some of the men, film critics, understanding him and maybe wanting to hang out.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this is a Netflix creation. Talk about Netflix and chill.
Right.
A multitude of ways. Back to your frozen tundra,
exactly.
A hot monster,
exactly.
And it's a Netflix creation. She pointed out that it's Guillermo del Toro's childhood dream, and this is where you're so happy for him because he made a movie that doesn't suck. It's in fact awesome.
Yeah.
And it's the fulfillment of his childhood.
Impressed me totally. I'm very, very happy about this movie.
And you're a little shocked by her voice in person.
Yeah, her voice in person. I can see why she does horror movies.
Well, how do you think I felt? Because she sounds so delightful, so delicate like this, as does he, because he said, oh, this movie is enormous. And then I sound like, anywho, go see it, Frankenstein, on the biggest screen possible before it goes to Netflix permanently.
Yeah.
But again, see it on the biggest screen possible. Also, coming up next, what else?
Tron is back.
Exactly. Bigger and better than ever. Tron Ares, Jared Leto also tells you got to see this on the biggest screen possible. And we'll tell you why next. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look, celebrating movies on the biggest screen possible. And Tron Ares, another example. See it that way and hear it that way because of 9 Inch Nails. Big stars surrounding your main stars, including Gillian Anderson. You know her from X-Files. Evan Peters, you know from where?
American Horror Story. And, of course, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Exactly. He and Gillian play mother-son, and there's no cannibalism in this. Well, maybe there is. I don't want to ruin it for you. We talked.
You've played characters before that are morally ambiguous. How would you say this guy fits in?
Yeah, I'd say,
by that, that's awfully judgy of me.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty true. Yeah, I think he's an ambitious character. You know, maybe moving a little quicker than moving on before he understood.
Yeah.
Jack Johnson, maybe. Yeah, but you know, I think Gillian's character Elizabeth grounds all that, and I think he really is. I think part of it is trying to get her approval and to show her that he's ready to take this on and he can take the company to the next level. So I think the pressure of that is very intense.
I know it's all work, but what day was the most fun with some scene or dynamic you two played out?
I thought the Encom hack was pretty fun. And you're kind of swooping behind like, you're going to mess this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
That was pretty fun. I mean, there's a later scene that was fun that we can't talk about. But,
oh, yeah. That's got a big operatic moment. It's the thing in the deal with the, you know, and the...
And the,
Yeah, if you're worried about spoilers, we almost just did it, almost hinted. I will say it's Shakespearean what takes place between the two of them, but we'll leave that for you to discover.
Love it.
All right. I also love Greta Lee. She represents like the every person voice in this movie, don't you think?
She does. A very common, normal, that like, everyday commoner.
Because so much of this movie is not relatable to anybody, she kind of makes it relatable. I liked it. You want to know why?
Why?
She does something you never do. Compliment me for this suit.
Ah, okay. Well, she has bad taste, too. Okay, it's all right.
Maybe. Take a look.
I really like your outfit.
Not a coincidence.
Very good. Yeah.
Somebody's kissing corporate butt today with their wardrobe.
I love it. You look like you're straight from the movie. This is so good.
From you, that is a badge of honor. Thank you so much. Being a first-timer, what's it like? What kind of pressure walking into this?
Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I've never been a part of something like this. I mean, the genre, sci-fi, I've never done that before. Action, I've never done. And this franchise is decades old. It's massive. The production value of it. You should have seen these sets that we had. Every grid had its own practical set. We were also shooting on location. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, how crazy is that when you think about, something that's so revolutionary for its technical aspects, right? And you assume that all of this, the average person thinks, Tron, they're probably on the big volume stage or in front of a screen, but for it all to be so largely practical.
Yeah, and we did do a fair amount of that too, the blue screen and the acting opposite, tennis balls and pieces of tape. I mean, we did, and that was challenging in its own right. But I think, and what I'm hoping people will get out of the movie is seeing how much of it we did for real. We wanted it to feel lived in and very, human.
And your character is extraordinarily beneficial to us as an audience because you kind of connect the absolute crazy technology to human.
That's right. Yeah, Eve, she's got a lot of heart. And I think it's through this unlikely kind of Bonnie and Clyde relationship that she has with this program that they are forever changed and they learn so much from each other. And ironically, they learn what it is to be human through these themes of AI and tech.
What is your favorite scene? There are so many for me. What is your favorite scene when you got to see it?
There's the first sequence where they are on the light cycle. That first chase, I think, was just magical to see. The final cut of it. Just knowing everything we put into it, all of the special effects, yes, but it involved things like being dropped from the top of a building to capture that moment where they fall, that it starts the beginning of that sequence. I found that I couldn't do that stunt without laughing hysterically, which was a huge problem, as you can imagine. So having to practice that drop, and I mean, it just felt very gratifying then to see it all together.
I second that.
She's my new crush.
Preach. Everything. So we don't even need to show. She just needed to talk for 30 minutes. All right. So Greta Lee, Tron, Ares. This has big star power also in the form of Jared Leto.
Yeah, interesting.
Teaming up with Power Director, who's perfect for this, Joaquin Roning. We talked about it. We sat down, the three of us, next. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look, talking about big movies you need to see on a big screen right now, and especially Tron Ares. Why?
The cars, the VR, the AI meeting the world. This is the best.
Exactly. This ain't your grandma or your grandpa's Tron. However, in some ways it is, because Jeff Bridges is back looking exactly like he does now.
Exactly.
As opposed to the computerized version we saw last time around. I sit down with your new star, Jared Leto. It's the fulfillment of his childhood dream to do this, as well as Joaquin as director. Take a look.
Congratulations, you two, on this amazing movie experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
For you, you've been known to jump into some wildly transformative roles. So where did you first begin to jump into Ares?
I was such a huge fan of the very first film. I went to see it in 1982 in the theater.
A child.
Yeah, 12 years old. And it was just mind-blowing. It grabbed a hold of me and took me to a place I'd never even imagined. For me, it was just to be a part of this movie with Yoakum, with Jeff Bridges, and it was like a dream come true for me. Yeah.
How about you? Where do you fit in? I know this isn't your first rodeo with this, but at the same time, you got to step the bar up every time.
Yeah.
When you call action, do you feel like it's more like you're jumping into the grid?
This franchise has a very devoted fan base, I must say. Like something I've done some franchises before, but this is like on another level. So obviously, I put a lot of pressure on myself and everybody working on this next chapter in this franchise, and trying to somehow. And I feel like the original Tron movie, the Kosinski's Legacy, the one that came out 15 years ago, in many ways they are masterpieces.
Every time I've talked to you, you said you took the role because you wanted a challenge. So with this, was the challenge in the physicality or the philosophy?
Maybe a little bit of both, but I think the motivating factor for me was like I got to be a part of a film franchise that I loved for 40 years. I was just in my head while you guys were talking. I wasn't listening. I was thinking about.
Such is the case with any time I'm talking.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking a little
Brings me
bit
back.
about like you know, I guess it seems like science fiction movies are oddly the ones that can span a long time and have sequels that are continuations of the story. And this is very unique in that way because it's been 40-something years. But look, there are a lot of things to be attracted to. Working with Yoakum, working with Jeff Bridges, working with Disney, who've been absolutely incredible. Being part of this kind of, you know, storied franchise and getting into that suit. I'd never really done anything like this before. So for me, it was full of a ton of challenges.
I'm guessing when you saw it, like we can appreciate it as a movie, for you, when you saw yourself acting alongside Jeff Bridges, much of which was composited, that had to be like a religious experience for you.
Yeah, it shows you how good of an actor I actually am because my first scene with him, all I was thinking about is, oh my God, it's Jeff Bridges. It's Jeff Bridges. It's Jeff Bridges. It's Jeff Bridges. What's my line? It's Jeff Bridges, you know? But he's just so great. He's the coolest, so generous, so fun, so funny, and just, you know, that voice, the physicality. He's, you know, he walks on the set and everyone's just in awe.
All right, so Tron Ares, see it on the biggest screen possible. Be popping on and off of IMAX from now to the end of the year, so I say check it out big. Or
you got to see it. Nostalgia, action, and it's Disney. You got to go see it.
Check it out on Disney+. Back to the Grandma, Grandpa. Everybody can sit around watching it. All right, so the world-famous Steph Sanders, where do we find you?
I am Steph Sanders everywhere and the Barely Tall Enough tour.
There you go. And he's got merch. Also, thanks for watching 177 different countries and territories worldwide. We salute you, AFN. Thanks for watching that way. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe and have yourself a great rest of whatever you're doing. Peace. Thank you, sir.